Welcome to Bible Jews. George Müller, one of the most outstanding examples of living by faith the world has ever seen. His life was a testimony that God hears and answers prayer. This is his story from birth to legacy. Early life, 1805 to 1825. George Müller was born on September 27, 1805, in Kroppenstedt, Prussia, in modern-day Germany. But Müller's early years were far from godly. As a teenager, he often stole money, lied, gambled, partied, and landed in jail at age 16 for fraud. His life seemed to be heading nowhere. Everything changed in 1825. While attending a Bible study with friends, Müller encountered the grace of God for the first time. The simple meeting touched him deeply. He surrendered his life to Christ, and everything began to change. Call to ministry, 1825 to 1832. Müller decided to train for ministry and moved to Halle to study theology. He soon felt called to missionary work. In 1829 he moved to England as part of the Continental Society and became pastor of a small church in Teignmouth. There he learned one of the central truths of his life: never ask people for money, only ask God. He committed to depending on prayer alone for every need. Bristol and the birth of the orphanages, 1832 to 1840. In 1832, Müller moved to Bristol, England. When he saw the heartbreaking needs of homeless children on the streets, God stirred his heart. In 1834 he founded the Scriptural Knowledge Institution, dedicated to distributing Bibles, supporting missionaries, starting schools, caring for destitute children. In 1836 he began housing orphans in rented homes. But the work grew so quickly that he began to pray for a larger space. The orphan houses of Ashley Down, 1840-1870s. Müller prayed specifically for land, builders, furniture, staff, and funds. He told no one his needs, and miracles followed. By 1849, the first orphan house was completed at Ashley Down. Eventually he built 5 large orphan houses, caring for more than 10,000 orphans throughout his lifetime. He fed, clothed, and educated every child without ever asking for money, borrowing, or going into debt. Some of the most famous stories come from these years. The orphans praying for breakfast with empty plates, only for the baker and milkman to arrive moments later with exactly what they needed. Unexpected donations arriving the moment they were required. Thousands of answers to prayer recorded in his journals. Müller wrote down over 50,000 specific answers to prayer, 30,000 of which he said were answered the same day. Missionary travels, 1875 to 1892. At age 70, when most retire, Müller began worldwide missionary travels. For 17 years, he traveled to America, India, Australia, China, Europe, Africa. He preached in more than 40 countries, reaching over 3 million people with the gospel. Final years and death, 1892 to 1898. After retiring from travel, Müller continued leading the orphanages and the Scriptural Knowledge Institution. He remained strong and clear-minded until the end. On March 10, 1898, at the age of 92, George Müller passed away in Bristol. The city stopped to honor him. Thousands lined the streets as his coffin passed by. His legacy of faith continues even today. Why George Müller is remembered today? He cared for more than 10,000 orphans. He inspired millions through a lifestyle of radical trust in God. He proved that prayer is powerful and God is faithful. His orphanages set a new standard for orphan care worldwide. His journals remain some of Christianity's most powerful testimonies of answered prayer. Conclusion: George Müller's life teaches us this. When we depend entirely on God, He supplies more than we could ever ask or imagine. Faith does not mean having all the answers. It means trusting the one who does. May Müller's story reminds us that God still works miracles in the lives of those who choose to believe. Let's conclude with one of his quotes: God's help is needed not only for the greater works, but also in the small ones. Amen.